Ooh, we're live. What's up, Jennifer Lacey?
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
I am fantabulous. That's how I am.
Wonderful.
Now I'm kind of barely waking up. I told you earlier, right? I feel like I woke up, my brain was wide awake, but my body was like, nah, we're just going to take it easy today.
So you still
So
had some sleep in you.
yeah. Like I still have sleep all in my blood and under my skin, and just like, I just want to flop around for a little bit. But we're here. We're ready to
We are.
go.
I'm
How
barely here, but I'm here.
I know, like folks, if you notice, Jennifer's voice sounds a little different. It's because she was yelling at me all week because I wasn't listening to her. So I'm sorry, Jen, for not listening.
Well, I'd much rather be accused of that than being all of a sudden some smoker that I've never been my whole life.
But smoking for 50 years, yeah. Jennifer's been chain smoking, y'all. So what that means is you need to ask her a bunch of questions today so she can answer them.
I thought that
Because
wasn't our plan. Our plan was I was going to ask the questions today.
No, damn, not me. Like I'm gonna behave. They're gonna ask the questions. I can't really do much about that. Because Jennifer has all the key ingredients for making impact, but she won't share them if y'all don't ask her. And so look, we already got somebody
All
here. We got
right. Good morning, Ernest.
Ernest says his ingredients are be fun and be juicy.
Nice.
Juicy, got you crazy. You remember that song?
Yes.
Shoot, that's the song, girl. We got Mr. Jim Guntorius. He says, good morning. He's listening while he's on his walk. Nice. Lurker status fully engaged. And folks, if you're in the DFW area, they've got the Breakthrough Builders event this Thursday on the 9th, whatever. I think that's, hopefully I got the date right. Awesome experience to connect with super awesome people. If you're available, you should go, like for real. And then we got Carolyn Smith. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you doing? Oh, you know what? We got to do the housekeeping. But before that, you know this person?
I do. Good morning, Kirby. It's so good to see you.
Kirby, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about the key ingredients of making impact. And if you're new here, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have the answers, as in Jennifer and I, but as a community, we have some good answers. And so ask your questions, drop your comments in the post, drop your cheat codes as we go through. And Jen is gonna give us the housekeeping.
Yes. So what I'm already seeing people, so I'm super excited. My voice is crazy. This is day 4 of 3 days not having a voice, and this morning waking up and being able to speak. So I mean, it's a little bit cracky today.
You didn't clean the bong.
So anyway, what we would like for you to do, those of you that are jumping on, or those of you that are listening, and you may have typed before, engaged in the conversation, you may have been dropping in, you may be in lurker status, whatever that is, we would like for you, if this is your first time listening, or it is your first time actually contributing and typing in the comments, if you could drop a blue heart in there. And what that does for us, does a couple things. Number one, it lets Jesse and I know it's your first time, and we want to make sure we acknowledge you, bring you up on the stage, bring your comment up on the stage, so that our community can connect with you. Not just connect with you, but connect with your content, follow you, do all those things so that you also get a bigger reach and your impact grows. And so if you don't know where the blue heart is, you can right click and go to emoji. You can type blue heart. Does not matter to us, but if you put a blue heart, our community will, reach out and really try to connect with you and engage, because there's usually 2 shows going on here. There's Jesse and I talking, and then there's a whole other show happening in the comments, usually with all the people that are connecting.
Yes, 100%. And we have bribes.
Yes, we do today. Yes.
Right? If and when you make a comment in the chat, you're going to get put into the randomizer. And this week, we have a super special gift or prize giveaway care of Mr. Greg Crumpton, who operates the podcast straight out of Crumpton and does a lot of amazing things in the mechanical space, construction space. He has offered up a copy of his new book, Deep Knowledge. And so if if you get selected in the randomizer, not only will you get 1 month access to Emotional Bungee Jumpers and the Cultivation Crew, but you'll also get a copy of this book direct from Mr. Greg Crumpton. I haven't read mine yet, but there's a chapter in here about deep simplicity, which is one of my focuses this year. So I'm like, I'm getting ready to read it, Greg. I promise.
And the way you go in the way you get into the randomizer, the only thing you have to do is type a comment. That's it.
That's it. One comment. You don't get extra entries if you do 10 comments, but do 10. Actually, you know what? You get an extra entry for every comment you do. Wink, wink. All right, so let's go see who's out there.
Okay. Come on. Who do we have on?
My goodness.
We got lots of people going in there.
Yes. Ooh. Miss Claudia. I got to hang out with Claudia yesterday.
You did?
Yes. And
where did you get to hang out with her?
What's that?
She showed up to your
she was in the workshop yesterday.
That's exciting.
It was so good. She had really great questions and contributed. It was so awesome. Thank you, Claudia. We got Mr. Charlie Dunn. What's up, Charlie? You know, Charlie said he wants to be on the outreach committee for Congress 2020.
You know what? Charlie needs to be, because the chairs of that committee, as they are rock stars, they need a little bit of wrangling. And Charlie is really good at wrangling.
Mm-hmm. So Charlie and I are going to be hanging out. We got Mr. Abbas. I had a one-on-one with Mr. Abbas. Super cool dude.
Nice.
Absolutely need to connect with him. So Charlie asks, are all the cool kids on YouTube now? So folks, that's just kind of a good reminder. Sometimes LinkedIn gets wonky and the feed glitches and What we've learned from folks is that if you just, like in YouTube, there's not a lot of that glitchy wonkiness. So you feel free to go there and view through YouTube, or stay here on LinkedIn. Everything's welcome.
Jesse, how do they find, if they go on LinkedIn, how do they quickly find us? Because there's not a link to that directly.
On LinkedIn?
I mean, sorry, on YouTube. If they go over there, they just type in no BS and they can go. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Search no BS with Jen and Jess, and boom, bam, you'll be stuck with us. Miss Mia, Maya, good morning. Oh my goodness, we got a whole bunch of people. Miss MD Abdur coming in from Bangladesh. We global, girl. And then we've got the chief marketeer. Oh, look, we got Blue Heart.
We got
Blue Heart,
Carolyn. Yes. Good morning, Carolyn.
Yeah, so y'all already know. Like, if you saw Blue Heart, that's an invitation for swarming. Go support, connect, and do all the awesome things. My goodness. Okay, so we got Maria Martin, repeat offender, who's definitely going to be at the after party, with Josh Wallace coming in from the YouTube. We got super early riser, Stephanie. Girl, it's early for her because she's, I think, in Vegas.
Nice.
We got Gloria coming in from the NYC. Oh, look, Margaret Martinez coming in from the Midwest. Man, this is so okay. Oh, we're gonna have to get to work here. So Leslie again, Miss Leslie, the conflict strategist coming in from New York City. And LinkedIn user, you know what? I got to open this up. That's a security thing. Don't worry. But you see the blue heart. So that means go swarm, follow, connect with them. All right. That's enough of the rah-rah stuff, Jen. We got to get to business here.
What are we talking about today?
Oh, shit. I was hoping you would answer that. No?
I thought I was asking questions today. I thought you were answering.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jen. So I got to remind everybody, Jen did not clean out the bong, and so her throat is super scratchy today, but she's the one that has all the answers about the key ingredients for making impact. So I promised to her that I wouldn't bombard her with questions today, but if you ask her questions, that's a different thing. And since she has all the answers, y'all got to ask her, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay, but I want to make the point, Jesse, that I have the answers only because I got them from Jesse.
Oh, that's cheating. That was good. That was real good. Cheater. I love it. And so, yeah, so we're talking about the key ingredients of making impact. And so the idea or the spirit of this, we'll say, topic today kind of came from you and I doing a little bit of reflection. And folks, if you don't know, today, this episode marks 3 years of No BS with Jen and Jess.
I
What do you
know,
think
it's
about that?
crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, Jesse, because it's exciting because I don't know how many, there's not a lot of things I've done for 3 years. So, and there's not a lot of people that I have continually engaged with, and they've not driven me crazy and made me irritated, and I've just like walked away. So there's a couple of things that for me, it's awesome to be able to say that we've been doing this for 3 years. And I mean, another stat is in 3 years, every other Saturday morning, I've missed one Saturday morning because of an event that I had to go to. You've missed one Saturday morning because of an event you had to go to out of 3 years. Like, to me, when we talk about consistently and showing up, like that's what it's about. It's not about so much all of our knowledge and all of the things that we are sharing. It's part of the community, but the consistency part is, to me, how you make big impacts.
Yes, beautiful. Well said. And we have a bunch of people. It's beautiful, right? Because over the years, 3 freaking years, we've been able to see like folks that got on the bus with us right out of the gate. And then as we go, more people get on the bus and like stay on the bus. And so one of the questions that we guys out there in the omniverse is like, how has this community contributed to your path? Like, let us know in the comments. One, because it helps us understand, right? Like if we're doing well or if we're stinking it up or whatever. And like, just so y'all know, you got to balance out the compliments. If you give me compliments, you got to give Jen too. Otherwise, she'll scream at me, and then her voice will be lost for like the next call also. But like for real, we're going to talk about like the key ingredients for making impact. And I think in my head, the way I'm thinking about it, Jen, is it's not that I knew, but it's what I learned. Some of the stuff that I learned as a result of doing No BS with Jen and Jess and the 5S love letters and that sort of thing. How does that make sense to you?
It does 100%. And for me, we do have some new people on here I know that haven't been on this journey for us for 3 years. And so it wasn't just Jesse and I somewhere having a conversation going, we should do this podcast thing or we should do this live stream thing. So the way it happened, it literally wasn't our decision. It wasn't us going, we need to share our knowledge with the world. It was Jesse having an idea, and then he and I doing live streams focused on a specific topic that we did for about 3.5, 4 months. And we started getting people jumping into our Lean in Love and our 5S love letters and that conversation over 3.5 months. And that was our plan. You had something you wanted to share with the world. You thought I would be a good partner to help you do that. And we started having these live stream conversations, very vulnerable, very authentic, very real, talking about real things. And after 3.5 months, we were just like, man, that was great. And then our community was like, okay, what's next? And we're like, I mean, we did what we said we were going to do. We accomplished what our goal was. And this whole community that we were building was like, I know, but like, what are you talking about in 2 weeks? And we really had not thought past what our plan was.
Yep. Yep. And so I think that's one of the key ingredients, right? Gloria says the NYC No BS represents for reals. Like, yeah, like for real, for real. One of the, like, so based on what you said and like looking back through the thing that I believe everybody can apply. So that's kind of the point, right? Like, why the hell are we going to talk about this? So we can pat ourselves on the back about No BS. Well, maybe, yeah, a little bit, but like, what are the things that you people, individuals out there, what can they do to like start laying that path? And like you said, I didn't do no freaking research, but I had an idea and I shared it with somebody else. Now, full disclosure, I shared that freaking idea with a lot of people over 3 years. And I mostly got like rolled eyes and people saying like, dude, you're freaking nuts. Like this ain't, why do you, but eventually we're like, I think this one, and Jennifer and I talked, we launched it. So one of the key ingredients for making impact is if you have that idea that's like sticking to your ribs and always bouncing around in your brain that you just can't, or right when it goes, like it's gone, it's going to be hibernating forever. Something happens and it lights the fire again. Because that's what it was like for me. And so like, damn it, I can't ignore this. I got to do something with the thing. And then release it into the world, share it with somebody else. And I think another key point there is inviting people in to contribute, right? Like I didn't say, Jen, I want to have this conversation. These are the things I want you to say. These are the things you cannot say. I said, here's an idea. What do you think? And like we kicked it around together and it got us to this point. What do you think, Jen?
No, 100%. It was one, you threw it out and you were like, hey, I have this idea. Then you and I just kind of talked. And then you were like, hey, why don't we try this? And again, that was kind of where you were in your headspace. That was not my headspace. I was not like, what do you mean? Just start something and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, publicly live talking about things that were personal. Like, what are you talking about? like you may do that in your space, in your podcast and your stuff, but like, what are you talking about? And so one, you having faith in somebody that like hadn't done it before, but there was something that you saw and you're like, well, let's just try it. And literally that's what you said. Let's just try it and let's just see. It could have been one show and then you were like, that was nice, Jennifer, have fun. Great. It was, it's been a blast, but we just tried it. And in my overthinking, over complicating brain, the first one didn't go as great as in my mind what it could have been, and even maybe your mind. And then we talked and we were like, okay, this went great, this could have been better. And we really like had to own, like, we had a plan and that is not where all the people that showed up went. And so for me, it's one, not keeping it in your head, it's putting it out. But it's two, then being receptive and being able to listen to what the people around you and the things that are happening, the cues and the whispers, like what's happening, and then going, yeah, but I have a plan, or yeah, but I already know what I need to do. Then like, what's the point?
Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So what I think we're gonna probably talk about now is how to like let that happen. And we have the unfair advantage, Jen, of the of the No BS tribe. Because like for 3 years, guess who sets the agenda for the next show?
Every time it's from these conversations that we have our topic for the next item. Somebody said, I was talking to somebody about this being 3 years, and he was like, y'all just keep coming up with new topics. I'm like, we talk about new things every time we show up, but Jesse and I don't like have a board of all the things we're going to talk about on the live streams. Sometimes we'll have a big topic and we'll break it up, but like we just have conversations and then we debrief and we think about all the great things that happened and things that we didn't touch. And then we're like, oh, that's a great topic for the next time.
Yep. And informed by the tribe, by the comments in the chat, by the conversation and the after party. So we got a bunch of new people. Love you guys being here. There's a link out there at the end. I'll share it because we have the after party where we can all have a conversation, understand what resonated, where we missed the mark, because that's what's going to inform the next show.
Yes.
And then look, we got Miss Angel saying, holy crap, 3 years? Yes, 3 years. And she also says, good morning. We got Miss Heather Ormond. And girl, like Heather, I got to give you love and props. I was being a big pain in the butt to you about taking action and doing the damn thing on that monthly call that you've been kicking around, and you freaking did it. Like, it's done. Number 1, rep 1 is in the books. Rep 2 is on the calendar. Well done, Heather. You like, I loved seeing that. It gives me chills. Like, yes, it's happening.
I got to say one thing about Heather really fast. I know I got to say this out loud. So Heather, there are some big things in 25 that are on my plate and on my goals. and you're a part of one of them. So just be ready, because I'm going to be reaching out to you. There's some things that I want to do locally that you and I are going to need to do together. So just wanted to put that out there.
That sounds like a threat. Is that a
Not a
good
threat, not a threat, not at all.
I'm messing with you. Oh, look. So we got some awesome people. We got somebody coming in from the Netherlands. Folks, if you see them out there, like, hit them up. There's a security thing, so I can't see your name, which is okay. And then we got Lois, like, friends of Margaret Martinez. Ideas are so great to share with everyone.
Yes.
Gratitude. Yes, gratitude for life. All right. So we asked the question of, how has this community contributed to your path?
Yes.
Heather, again, man, she's getting all the love right now. Heather says, this community contributed to me changing paths. Oh, damn. And supported me to be where I am today.
That's very good. We have a lot of people in our community that over the last 3 years, we've seen growth, evolution, but also like, hey, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this because this is important to me.
Yes. For me, the beautiful theme, the beautiful thread that's through all of those is that I kind of see people making decisions to honor themselves more.
Yes.
Right? It's not like I'm quitting, I hate this. It's like, this is important to me. I need to do more of this for me. And seeing people take steps in that direction, like, just to be a witness to that is amazing. I get to see a lot of it with the tribe members. Then we got Mr. Jim. He says, one of my no BS lessons was, ideas in your head are worthless. Put them out there and do the damn thing. Gangsta.
Yes. Oh.
What do you think about that one, Jen?
I think one, it's the good and bad. It's the good in that, yes, I 100% agree with what he says. The scary part is I 100% agree with what he says. And so when it leaves your mouth and it gets put out in the universe, be ready. Because once it's out and you have your people, your community, your advisory council, whatever it is where you've shared it, like, be ready for action. Don't just like think you're going to be like, oh, I have this like cool idea and, it's going to be a lot of work and it's got like whatever, like, this is not the group for that, so that they can go, yeah, you got a lot on your plate. That's not the group. This is not this group. This group is like, okay, what's next? What do you got? What's your first step? What's your baby step? Well, in 3 weeks, tell me what you're going to have accomplished. Like, that's this group.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm like, we got some interesting comments here.
Okay, well, share.
So LinkedIn user says, how to embrace the change. So it's a question. So folks, if you got like points, thoughts, ideas, cheat codes on how to embrace change, leave them in the comments. And here's why. Because I can tell you how I do it, but I'm nuts. Like, I'm a high risk person.
I will attest to that. I am a recipient of that craziness.
And so a lot of times when I share like this, how I do it, immediately people are like, hell no, I could never do that. It's not that you can never embrace the change. It's just you're not going to do it the way I do it. And that's okay. So I think people have, we'll say, different speeds at which they can embrace the change. And so let's try to help out LinkedIn user out there. And LinkedIn user, if we're still missing the mark, come to the after party and ask the question, and we can jump into it like in greater detail.
Yes.
We got another tribe member out there. Ms. Carolyn says, I'm not sure what path I am on. I've been trying to get through some rough stuff. So folks, first, Carolyn, thank you. Appreciate your vulnerability and putting it out there on the internet, which is one of the, we'll say, catalysts to us like continuing the thing. When we started over 3 years ago, we saw people sharing and people are looking for connection. And the beautiful thing is there is connection here in this community. So folks, first, let's just send like some super good vibes to Miss Carolyn And if anybody wants to connect with her directly, you already know this is social media. Slide into the DMs and support her through the tough times, because we all have them, and that's what we're here for. Let's see. There was another one. Where is he? Where'd he go? I lost him already. Son of a gun. Oh, I don't know if you remember Anthony.
Oh my gosh, from Clubhouse.
From Clubhouse,
Anthony,
yes.
hello.
Oh, what's up, Anthony? He says, even thought it was a flash in the pan, or even though I thought it was a flash in the pan. Clubhouse really brought back open live conversations during COVID, 100%. We were connected, but I really got to know you both years ago in the
ripples,
Clubhouse.
Man. It's those ripples, man.
Right? So Anthony, that was during COVID. So wow, that's a flashback. Oh my goodness. All right. So the question is still up there. Oh my God, we got a whole bunch in there. I'm not going to be able to read all of them, y'all, but just know right now we have 20 names in the hopper, which means when we do the randomizer, your name's already in there. So a lot of beautiful comments. Okay, I'm going to look at, actually, let me do the next question.
Okay, well, Jesse, wait, before we move on to that, because I know there's a lot that you and I have done over the last 3 years together, and the things that we've been able to do with this community specifically, and the people and the tribe. But like, Jesse, what does your last 3 years look like? Like, from us being able to start we started the 5S love letters, then we moved into a community, and we've been able to build it and really create connections. But like, how has this community contributed to your path?
Oh, that's actually a beautiful question. So 3 years ago, I had a real job. And I already knew, like, I was on the path to launching my business, but I had a real job. And so part of what's like this whole experience doing the live streams with no BS, the 5S love letters, I was already working on a book. As a result of doing those live streams, I put that book on pause, and you and I co-authored a second book, which is like, it's the first one to be published, but it was the second one to work on. So it's my first book. Anyways, so as a result of that, became a published author. That's kind of fancy, especially for a ding-dong like me, right? Then I launched the business. I'll just say that, I'll summarize it this way. Before we started doing the 5S love letters live streams and then No BS with Jen and Jess, I was on a path to figure out or have major impact with a national brand for for my real job, right? So that I could have credibility to build my business on. As a result of doing the 5S love letters live streams and No BS with Jen and Jess, the tribe, this community, taught me that I already had credibility. That's the best way for me to summarize it. Like that, I was like, oh my God, like, oh. And so it's reinforced we'll call it psychosis around trying ideas and like just throwing stuff and seeing how it's going to work, and like not being worried, because there's a lot of ideas that I've had that they're like, meh, nobody cared. Like, okay, cool. And then some that they really care about, like, okay, I need to do more of that. And so knowing that we've got this group of folks that are supportive and courageous. And when I say courageous, I mean courageous enough to say, like, that was a flop. Like, you probably don't do that anymore. That wasn't as good as the rest of the stuff that you do. All of that has really helped maintain or contribute to the momentum that I've experienced over the past, whatever, 3+ years now. Did I answer?
No, yes, no, 100%. And well, and I want to, like, I know you got a lot of comments over there. If you can bring up Steve Martin's How to Embrace the Change, I think that's important, because that's something that we talked about early on, and what we have seen in this tribe, what we've experienced, and we kind of put it in, together. We were able to figure out to put it in a little process of what we have seen, experienced, witnessed, not just with us, but with people in this tribe, the first step, and I said it a while ago, you got to show up. You got to show up. So what that consistency of showing up, like we already said, like if nothing else, if you don't ever show up, then none of this crap matters. So you have to show up, and then it's that receiving, and it may be good, it may be stinky, it may be like not so fun, but the receiving part of it, and then really taking some time to reflect, and then this tribe is really good at reciprocating, like get like that continual back and like give take give take give take. Like there's so much of that going on, and it's not a today's my take day. It's showing up, and there's so much of that back and forth. So I just wanted to make sure we talked about that.
No, that's a good point. Like show up, receive, reflect, reciprocate. And like if you're just in the show up phase, that's okay.
Yes.
Just keep showing up.
Yes.
And then receive, like take, like let it. And for me, what receive means is like digesting and consuming whatever is being offered, right? And then reflect, like, oh, what does this mean? Or what can I do with that? How do I apply this? What did I do to trigger that? Like all of that is reflection. And then what can I do to like contribute? That's the reciprocate part, right? And so it's this cycle. Steve, thank you for bringing that up. And Jen, thank you for like telling me, hey, dumb.
No, but it's a journey. I think I want to go back to the roadmap, the journey that Carolyn asked about. This is our roadmap, because I'm going to tell you, even right now, after us having been 3 years, we post a lot. We have a lot of interaction with social media. Like I had a conversation this past week where someone goes, hey, I saw one of your posts, and like, what about that one guy that said like, that's stupid? And like that's where they were. I mean, I post a lot, and a lot of people. I usually don't get trolls and don't get people that really, they just don't comment. But every once in a while, I'll get somebody that's just like this. That's not what that meant. That's not right. And to show up, I had, I need to receive that, and then how do I respond?
Yes.
And for me, that has been growth. That has been, and those are, and they're not my favorite people, but I love when people put something out there looking for a trigger, looking for something that is going to cause conflict, because I get to go, thank you for that. And I get to tell them like, that love your perspective, appreciate your perspective. And that's it. And I get to be done. That's growth for me.
And instead of going and adding to the drama, like don't give it.
And they usually never respond back. And so it's like, but like that's part of the journey. Is where are you where you can just go, leave that there. It doesn't need anything.
Yes. So Josh Wallace also says, showing up, making yourself available is the most important thing you can do. Thank you, Josh, for adding that. And I sent you the links, homie. You got to check them out and let me know how if they're helpful. All right, man, these comments are coming in. Okay. So I'm going to go back to some of the comments that people answered the question of how the community has impacted them. Maria says, 110% love my pocket friends. And the tribe has shaped who I am today. Would not be the same. Thank you for being a Grinch heart. That's a specific thank you to me, Jen. That's why it's a green heart. Mia says, finding you guys renewed my faith in humanity. Holy moly. I needed to see that there are people out here understanding and helping others grow emotional intelligence, especially in the AEC industry. Mia, thank you for that. Like, there's a lot of, I have this image in my head, and I'm stealing it from Sarah Ganello, another awesome, powerful tribe member. She had I think it's a coffee cup, and it's like a little horse and then a unicorn dancing on a dance pole. And in my head, when I see those pictures, I'm thinking the caption over the like regular horses, people who talk about emotional intelligence, and then the dancing unicorn on the stripper pole, on the dance pole says, how the No BS tribe does emotional intelligence. What do you think about that image,
No,
Jen?
for me, Jesse, the visuals. I mean, the visuals are the same. It's the regular pony versus the dancing unicorn on the stripper pole. But it's, to me, people that are okay with status quo, people that just going to show up, check the boxes, and do their thing, make money, have a successful life, like that. Those are people that they're good. They're just checking boxes in their status quo. Versus the people that are like, I'm gonna do something crazy, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but it could change the world. And to me, that's what we've seen. That's what we've witnessed of people out there. Yes, they're just a little ripple. Yes, they're the little stone that's going in the water. But like what we've been able to see from somebody just going, I'm going to try something. I'm going to do something different. I'm curious about this.
Yes. Oh man, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download all of these and post them on my wall when I need like a boost.
Right, I know. It's like now we have like all the posts between now and the next time. So can someone, and I know there's a ton of you out there. Carolyn is having trouble with LinkedIn. It keeps freezing on her. So if someone can just put the link of YouTube in the chat, just in case somebody's having trouble, I would appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, for real. Because Mia moved over to YouTube because she was having some, wonkiness. But thank you for that. The good call, Jen. All right, I'm gonna put the next question up on the board. Okay. And just keep rambling, right? So the next question is, because we've only given one like small tip, right? It was like we've done the show up, receive, reflect, reciprocate. That's a big deal. We've done share an idea. What I haven't answered yet is, like, how do you let people contribute to the idea instead of coveting, holding, and suffocating it?
Oh, yeah.
So I'd like to know
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'd like to know from the tribe, like, what are and here's the main idea. The main idea of the main idea is simple, right? Like Charlie introduced me to idea of, I already forgot the damn name of it. Fierce simplicity or something like aggressive but simple. They're not complicated freaking rubrics and all this crap. It's like the simple baby stuff that makes amazing things. And I think, and the reason I want to talk about that or like present that to the group is so that we like, oh, it is simple. Like I can do that because I believe we are all capable of doing those things. So folks, let us know, what are the small things that start ripples of big change for you? And then we're going to come back. I'm going to kind of try to answer a question, close the door that I opened just a little while ago. But I want to read two more comments. Claudia says, this community started a fire in me to be better and do the damn thing one step at a time. Key point.
Yes.
All you got to do is take one step, the next rightest step.
Yes.
That's it. You don't have to decide that you're going to be a butterfly or a dragon. You just got to take we do this thing, and we talked about it in the workshop yesterday. We do this thing as human beings where the goal or the thing that we say we're going to do next is completion of the evolution. That's a freaking ginormous step. That's not a step. That's a million steps. Instead of thinking, what's one thing I can do in the direction of the evolution? And that's all we got to do, and take that step. And then, because that's not as scary, it's not as heavy. And when you take the step, you learn a little bit more and you say, oh, that's the next step. And then you take that step. Like, that's it. That's it. Oh, Claudia, thank you for triggering that. And then what do we have? Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. LinkedIn community has taught what it means to have familia, how to show up, how to support, to receive, and to give. I'm blessed by the community and always ready to bless them as well. Hell yeah. I embrace change and growth, all the power and all the love. Por vida, Margaret Martinez, here for you, Carolyn Smith. Man, she ain't playing. She came swinging. Thank you, Margaret. Oh my gosh. Are you like a little?
It's I'm telling you, my cup right now is overflowing, Jesse. The love and just the care and compassion. I mean, these are all people, and you and I talked about this earlier, and I want to say it again. Like, every person is like high performing, killing it. Like they're doing amazing things in their community, in their space, in what they're doing, by themselves. They're doing some really cool things. And the power of community, of coming into here and being able to talk about, their ups and their downs and their tough days and their things like that they're struggling with. Like that to me, I mean, just seeing people, I mean, it's like familiar. It's like family. It is for sure.
100%. So the new, we're still got somebody trying to get over to YouTube. The YouTube, if you search no BS, NO space BS, that'll take you, that should get you to the YouTube channel, where we're live streaming there without the glitchiness. And I think there's a link in the chat. If there's not, like, just keep dropping links in the chat so we can help everybody have a better experience. So I opened the door that I want to close. And, I talked about one small step, right? And key ingredients for making impact, share the idea, invite people in to contribute. But there's a trip hazard there, because if you're not skilled at receiving, at allowing people to contribute, it can get wonky. And I'm going to use the very first session that we did, like the official No BS with Jen and Jess. What do you think, Jen?
One, do not, please, all of you that are out there that are just joining us, that have not been on this journey for 3 years, please do not go back and watch our very first episode. Just please.
It felt like a scripted something of something. Is that fair?
It was so, and one, we'd had reps. So it was like, we had an idea. We launched the 5S love letters, and we started that. Our very first one, we had a plan, because it was taking something and making it fit into the industry and job sites and construction. We had a plan. And then we realized when we showed up, we started talking, everybody was talking about the not construction stuff. And so we're like, oh crap, we've got to make an adjustment. And then we had 3.5, 4 months of like vulnerability and like authenticity and, the back and forth and the banter and the, like what you and I do when we're on screen. And we killed it. And then we came up with this other new great idea of launching No BS. And then we started that first, live stream. And then what does my brain do? Go, here's all the plan. Here's all the points. Here's the things I got to talk about. Here's all the things. If I don't hit these points, then like, we're not going to have credibility. And it was a freaking dumpster fire.
Well, I'm going to say, like, I don't think it was a dumpster fire. It was more like a trash can, smoldering trash can.
It was robots trying to put a dumpster fire out. I don't even know. It was so robotic and so scripted. And so let me make sure I'm making my points, because I've got to have credibility. And it was not a win. I'm just going to tell you, except to learn from it and grow.
Yeah. So I think the thing is, and here's, like, depending on where you are on the spectrum, it is the release of control. Right? Like, in order for us to, like, using the No BS with Jen and Jess experience as the basis of the conversation, in order for us to, like, build this community and have this shared experience, we had to release control, one of us more than the other. But we had to release control of generating a predetermined outcome. Mm-hmm. Right? By releasing control, by saying, like, what was our goal, Jen? We just want to help one person.
One person. That was literally the goal. Is we don't care what this platform does, other than every time we show up, we have impacted and helped one person think differently, or go and do something differently than they did before they had interaction with us.
Yes. And that works so well for the 5S love letter conversations. And then we said, we're going to do this No BS with Jen and Jess, and it'll be the kickoff and And so Jennifer had an outline in her head of how She wanted the conversation to go, what was important that people would see and take away from what she was at. Like, it was all these things that she built this cage, and I'm maybe exaggerating, but in her mind built this like predetermined path that everybody had to go through to meet this objective in her head that she decided everybody had to have. And then we reflected, it was like, ooh, like that was like no bueno. But, and like Heather says, it was a win because we're here 3 years later, 100%, because we were able to see the stark contrast between the two experiences, and we evaluated, and it was super clear. It's like, oh, it's because I tried to create all these things that had to happen. And so releasing control creates the conditions for people to contribute, right?
Yep.
And between
it's
you
scary
and I,
to see. It's scary because, like, you and I talk a lot. I probably have more touch points with you than anyone else. We talk a lot, and our conversations can go 30 minutes, 3 hours. It doesn't matter. And they're creative, and they're like, we're building off each other. We do that all the time. But it's scary to show up live in front of heaven knows who you don't know who's watching. Right now, we don't get to control who's watching us this morning. I mean, anybody can show up, and we don't have a script. Like, you and I literally have a topic, and we have 2 questions, sometimes 3. That is the only prep we do for these shows every Saturday morning. Like, that's it. A topic and a couple questions. That's scary.
Yes. And for me, it's not. I love it. It's like, well, this is going to be fun.
I mean, it's not scary anymore. It used to be really scary.
Yeah. Oh, look, you're already starting other fires. Heather says, challenge accepted. I'm doing it. Just shows not where you start, but you got to start 100%, right? So you want to make the impact. You got to start the thing. And again, Heather, you started your call. Like, that ball's rolling, baby. Just you keep pushing it. It's going to be what it needs to be. Carolyn says, and yes, right? Growing can be hard. However, and this is beautiful, when I see a blade of grass growing out from a rock, I realize that nothing is impossible, especially with faith in God. Right? Like, does it really matter where you are on the faith and religion thing? But yes, we've all seen little flowers and little things growing out of concrete, growing out of rock. It's possible. You just got to do it. And like, some paths are easier than others. Some people have less friction in their life, less responsibilities, less commitments, which gives them, like in my situation, that gives me the space to experiment and do crazy stuff and go super fast and break things, like, because I have different, constraints in my life. And so you just need to, I've read this in a post yesterday, like, you need to live life at your pace of life. Understand what your pace of life is. You don't need to live life at my pace, because now I'll tell you, like, if you want advice on how to do things and generate things and produce content and exactly the way I do it, the first number one thing you have to do is, like, almost 100% exclude all family, friends, and romantic interests for the next 5 years.
Yes.
And that sounds like I'm being silly, but I'm not. Like, that's the way I've designed my life. I love it. Nobody told me, Jess, you need to do. Like, it's just like, oh, I like this, feels good. This feels bad. Oh, I get to do cool things. And so my point there is, find out what your pace is and live at that pace, because we all have a different pace of life. And look, man, I knew Carolyn had deep
Carolyn's
insight.
I mean, she like blue-hearted today, and she showed, I mean, she's like killing it. So I don't know if you're a plant, Carolyn, or not, but we're gonna go with that.
Yeah. All right. So we put the question out there. Mr. Ernest says the small thing for him is writing. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Oh, this is gangster. Writing myself a hall pass to go down the hall and into the next room. Giving yourself permission. Jen, come on. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, Jesse, you know that, like, this whole journey, like, for me, the 3 years have been big. The last year has been the biggest. And so I leave this here because for me, I know sometimes when people think about change and growth and evolution, it's like, this is my life right now. And for me to have this big, massive impact and influence, it's got to be this whole other life. And I think that's what people think, like, this is what I've been doing, and now I've got to go do this. And you and I, our journeys are different, and our paths are different, and our choices have been different. But we're still making really big impact and influence. And I didn't have to give up a lot of things in my life. I had to give up things that were inside me. And so so for me, like, some of you are like, I need a new job, I need a new career, I want to go and I want to start this business, I'm an entrepreneur. That's great. And that is Jesse. And that is Jesse, and that's what he does. That is not my path. I'm not trying. I mean, I'm doing things, but that's not my goal is not to be, I need to be doing this. I'm in a good place. I'm doing good things. I'm doing big things. But internally, for me to grow and for me to make bigger impact and have bigger influence, I had to like do all the changes inside me. And I think sometimes we get caught up on the external, what people can see and the perception, and what are we doing, like where Jesse can see this, I was here and now I'm here because of my LinkedIn profile or because of my money in the bank. And like, we get caught up in those things that, like, a lot of us are doing big things, and we're not trying to like change the world or change industries, but we could do big things once we stop and apply those things internally. And I mean, I've talked about it on here, and I know we have some new people, but I know you threw this at me a while ago. Now I'm going to answer the question. But like, for me, I've lived my whole life with complete control over every single thing that has happened in my life. Like, I got to control it. And when I control it, and I don't in my mind, I can't conceive what potentially could be there, and I have control, then I will never get outside of that control. I will never see what I could do, because in my circle of control, that's all I can see. And so I had to release control and go, I don't even know what's going to happen next, but I'm open to see what it could be. It was a game changer.
Yes. Look, everybody, Ernest, you lit it up. Leslie says, mic drop for your comment, right? Write yourself a hall pass. Give yourself permission. Jen, yes. All of those barriers, like, and when I say barriers, I'm gonna get a little more specific. The worst case scenario, the end of the world. Like, we play out these scenarios, and they're always the freaking absolute worst thing in the galaxy, right? Well, we don't recognize, and I'm good at this, got a lot of practice, is I painted that picture all by myself.
Yes.
Nobody painted it. Like, there's no, like, I painted that picture. So what does that mean? That means I can paint another damn picture. And of course, I'm going to paint this beautiful picture with rainbows and unicorns and fairies, and like, it's like, both of them are delusional. Both of them are not true yet. And then I just say, I'm going to decide that this one is truer, or I want to find out whether it's true or not, because we get to pick. And so that's how it, like, that's the calculus that happens in my brain.
Okay, magic. So one, will you pull up Abba's comment? And then I want to add to, it's not just what we're saying to ourselves, Jesse. It's not like you and I back and forth. Like, so much of the choices we've made and the things that we do are because of the people that we surround ourselves with, and the people that we allow to speak into us, and the people that listen to what we have to say. And I mean, I can think those things, just like you said, I can give myself permission. But when I have a group of people around me going, not only do you have permission, but okay, tell me what you're doing tomorrow. Tell me what you're planning for. Like, when you voice it, it's out there. You've said it. We've talked about that being a cheat code. You've got to get it out there. Then you've got the right people around you that are like, not going, okay, when are you doing this? Okay, when are you doing this? Okay, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Like, that's great. But you need people around you that are like, what do you need? Like, what's next? How can I help you with that? And get people outside of their own head. Like, you need those people around you.
Yes, yes, yes. 100%. So another key ingredient, right? Curate your, we'll call it advisory council, right?
Yes.
Be selective about who the hell you surround yourself with. And we talk a lot about the accomplices, right?
Mhm.
So when I'm in a funky state, yes, I can surround myself with my BFF that's going to tell me everybody's wrong and I'm underappreciated and, you know, all of this. That doesn't help me. And so if I want to, you know what? When I wanted to start writing a book, guess what? I started spending time around people that wrote books.
Yes.
Because why? Because duh. And so my point is that, like, if you want to, here's a crazy one. If you have a control issue or you feel like you're struggling with, like Ernest said, giving yourself a hall pass, hit me up because I know I got chingles of hall passes and I can help you get there. It's gonna be scary, but I can get you there. And to reinforce what you said and put some gas on the fire for a boss, like bro, going live is easy. And if you haven't done it and you want pointers, I got you, man.
Just
We
got
will
'em.
make that happen. The ultimate value of it. Go back and watch the 5S love letters.
Yes.
I
Oh, wait, see, look, Jesse.
Oh, there it is. There's the book, right? That's where the book came from. But Jennifer and Lacey and I, on the first 2 or 3, we were like Alvin and the Chipmunk, like it, I mean, we're still nutty, but holy moly, we could not make a point. We talked in circles, just compared to now, totally different experience. And the point there is you get better with reps. And because you have the video archive of it, you can study yourself and little by little improve and get better. And super, super magical, you let the universe know this is my flavor. If you like it, let's hang out. If you don't, peace out. Go see somebody else. Like for me,
Yes.
that has been the biggest thing that came from it.
Jesse, I
So
want
we
to ask you a question real fast.
yeah.
We talked about like getting out of our head and not these prescribed things. And so
Yep.
I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to say, so like we wanted to do a live because you had a great idea.
One of a million, yes.
One of a million. Who did we ask for permission?
Oh, nobody. We just did it.
Okay, so then we did this live stream and it was very successful. And then before we even launched No BS, we had some people in our tribe that were like, "Hey, I need the cheat codes. I need like the summary of all the last 4 months." And then Jesse's like, "Well, I mean, we could just write a book." Who did we like go, "Hey, should we write a book? Like, can we write a book? Or do we have permission?" Who did we ask?
Nobody. We just did
Nobody. Like we just like said, okay, like this sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. And then again, we want to launch a platform that could potentially not just be AEC, not just be construction, but like this could really help across all industries be more authentic, be more vulnerable, like do have tough conversations and uncomfortable conversations around things no one wants to talk about. And like we may have one person show up. Like who did we ask for permission?
Nobody.
Right. Right.
Like the worst. Like for real, for real, for real. Was it terrifying? Was it scary? Yeah. Were there some like little whispers peering in? Like, oh my, like yes. But who cares? Right? Like the worst thing that's going to happen is people are going to talk about me, which isn't bad because I know the world revolves around me. And if you're talking about me, good or bad, you're just reinforcing my assumption there. But you just gotta, like Mia says it, right? You just gotta do the damn thing. And I want to touch on Carolyn here because she's actually going through some super, super heavy stuff. So, folks, if y'all have any experience in this space, please hit up our sister Carolyn. She's had some major life events. But what I want to poke at here is, and Carolyn, you should know this, like I'm not a sympathy guy, but I can help. And The statement she wrote there is, I keep looking for the person I used to be. I'm not sure who I am anymore. What if I'm not someone who others want to know? Jen, for real, have you ever had those questions run through your head, those thoughts run through your head?
100%. I like, and Jesse knows, like the very first time we connected for real, like on the phone, hey, let's have a conversation. 3 hours later, like Jesse, if you could sum up like 3 hours of talking, it was back and forth. I did a lot of talking. Like, if I know what I would sum up the conversation, the takeaway from that was Jennifer lives in this space of imposter syndrome. Like I lived in a space to where I felt I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what my worth was, but I was not worthy of the world that I lived in. Like that was 3 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago. That's the space I lived in. And that's not anything external. Like anything that anybody saw, that is not where I was. That is what was in my head for real. Jesse, am I right?
Oh God, yes. Like you were insufficient, inadequate, defected, just that. Like when we were, like, I'm not saying that's what I thought you were.
No, right. But I agree.
In our conversation, I'm like, well, that ain't the freaking rock star I see, but girl, yeah, there's something. Let's keep peeling. And first conversation, 3+ hours long, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can help here. And so then that's like kind of how. So super general to these questions, and I think these are keys for making impact, because like you said earlier, a lot of the change and growth that, like the monumental shit that needs to happen, has to happen here first. It won't happen outside of you until it happens here in your head. I keep looking for the person I used to be. I'm looking for the promise I'm intended to be. Chew on that. The second question, I'm not sure who I am anymore. Who am I going to be? What if I'm not someone who others want to know?
I want to know you.
Right? Here's the question. What's it going to take for me to be someone I want to know?
Yes. Reframe it. Reframe.
Like that's it. Because I'll tell you, I chased connection, I chased attention, I chased fulfillment, I chased identity, I chased status, I chased all of those things and tried to get them from other people and substances, and it was miserable. And when I found it within me, life has been amazing. So I feel you, girl, but it's all in us, and I get to decide.
Yes.
I get to give myself that damn hall pass that Ernest talked about a little while ago. Okay. Woo. We got to do the randomizer, Jen.
I know we have some new, like, so many people that have, like, Sarah just showed up. She got a little extra sleep today, which is great because she probably needs it. Yes, but she's already contributing.
Yeah. Oh, look, and we got first timer PhD Maramuthu coming in. Jen, can we take a step back from control to aware of our perceptions instead of reacting to sensations? Yes. I'm sorry, I'm answering for you. That should be
no, but that I think she came in right when I was on my little whatever it was of where I was before versus where I am now, and so I think that was adding to just that journey and where I had to get from where I was looking. I was inside my head focused on external things instead of focusing on internal things.
Yeah. Oh my God. Woo, baby. All right. So Carolyn, thank you for like stirring up all that emotion in me, because like for real. All right. It is time for the randomizer. If you commented in the chat, your name has been thrown into the randomizer. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, I got to hit the other button. And today we have a super special gift, super special giveaway that Mr. Greg Crumpton contributed. And so, when your name gets picked, there's 23 names in the hopper. You're going to get 1 month entry to Emotional Bungee Jumpers and the Cultivation Crew. And Mr. Greg Crumpton, straight out of Crumpton, is going to hook you up with his new book, Deep Knowledge. So you ready, Jen?
I'm ready. I'm so excited. And then again, then we can talk about so many people that.
Oh, Claudia! So awesome. Woo! I love that.
Oh, this is like so perfect. I'm so excited.
I love it. All right, Claudia. So I'll be sending you an email with the invite and harassing you for some information so we can make sure you get the book. I'm super glad that you got picked. All right. Sorry, Jen. Where are we now?
I'm excited. One, just want to reiterate the thing that Claudia won was Jesse and I do a couple of other things outside of this platform as we do Emotional Bungee Jumpers, which is a monthly show up with the community, and you're learning how to listen better, how to ask good questions, how to receive feedback, how to give feedback. That you're learning skills. And then we have another thing we do with the community that really focuses on growing your growing leadership skills. And we focus on facilitation, giving and receiving feedback. We focus on storytelling, like telling your best story, and then also self-reflection. So that's kind of a year-long course that happens monthly. So those are things we do outside of just this platform, because we, again, want to continue to be helping people become the promise they're intended to be.
Gangsta. Yeah. And actually, if you want like details or the link for that thing to learn more, leave jumpers in the comments, and we can connect you with that. Or hit up like Sarah, she's a repeat offender. Maria's a repeat offender.
Yep.
A lot of folks on the call that are part of that experience, and they can give you, like, I'll tell you it's amazing, but I'm biased, right? So
yes.
We need to,
you get to see all the changes all the time.
All right. So we did the randomizer, Jen. Would you mind carrying the wait for a minute so I can post the link? Tell them about the after party, because I need to post the link so everybody can get it.
Yes. So what the after party is, so every live stream we do, Jesse and I do a whole lot more talking than anybody else because we're the ones on the screen. And so what we have done is we added an after party. And before it was, I think it may have been on Clubhouse at one point, then it moved to LinkedIn Live, and now we have moved to another platform because we realized that we have started stirring the pot in some of this conversation, but the only voices that this group has heard is ours. And we realize that now you probably have some things in your head and you may want to share. We really want to hear what you have to say other than just a comment. And so the after party happens every other Saturday after the live stream. And you get to come in and listen to conversations outside of just Jesse's and my voice, but also you can contribute. You can come in and go here. We ask questions and you can kind of contribute. You can ask questions of the people that are there. You get to hear other people's perspective, their takeaways, things they're working on, things they're struggling with. And it's almost it's our community, but it's also people showing up and really getting to make connections with our tribe members. And so the magic of the after party is once we get done with the after party, which is a lot of you talking and us just kind of facilitating, and you can show up with no camera. You can just have your camera off. It's just voice. You don't have to be all decked out or anything like that. You can just come in and just contribute with your voice. But 100% of the time from the after party conversations, Jesse and I take that, have a conversation, and then we pick the topic for the next show. And it just happens every time, whether it's one little thing that maybe a topic that a lot of people were talking about. We're like, ooh, that'd be good. Or it's something that came up in a comment. and we're like, oh, like that can probably in itself be something bigger. And so we kind of analyze the after party conversations to know what this tribe and this community really needs us to dig into the next time. Is that close enough?
That is phenomenal, and thank you. So we got 5 minutes left, and Abbas has an important question for you, Jen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What are you guys planning for 2025? Anything new? Any amazing ideas flowing through your minds? Would you like to tell us? So, number one, I want to say that Jesse and I have a lot of things that we talk about. And so usually the creativity between the two of us on me having a question, Jesse, well, what about this? This is what I'm hearing. Is this what you were saying? I mean, like the conversations we have is we have a lot of ideas. And I think our biggest thing right now is, and some of it is no BS focus, some of it's a little bit bigger, but our emotional bungee jumpers, which is monthly, which is something huge and very important to us. We will continue to try to grow that and what that looks like, because the more people that show up to that, the more people are then taking those skills and going out and making really big ripples and really big changes. So that's going to continue. Our cultivation crew, we're almost to where we are finishing up like our third, we're moving into our fourth quarter. So we're going to finish up our first cycle, our first full annual cycle of cultivation crew with all 4 of those skills, and then be able to kind of like do some reflection, what worked, what didn't, and then being able to kick that off for the second round. I know those are 2 things that we already have in play, but we know we can continue to get better and grow those groups. And then the final one, which is selfish, I'm just going to say, is we have 2025 Lean Construction Institute Congress in Arlington, Texas. And Keon Zandy and I are co-chairing this event, which is an annual convention conference that all lean, like-minded people mainly in the construction industry, healthcare, building, trade partners, things like that, everything in construction come together that have really focused on how can we be better, how can we continuously improve, how can we eliminate waste, how can we respect people. Like that's the foundation of lean. And we're having our annual conference here. I get to co-chair it. Jesse's on the planning committee. And we are looking to blow it up and make it bigger than it's ever been before and do some really fun things. And so that's a lot of 25 for us.
Yeah. I think you nailed it, Jen, right? Like it's my focus for this year is to simplify and automate. So what is it? Last year, my focus was to stabilize. And so what does that actually mean? Well, the reason I want to simplify is so that we figure out how to magnify the impact that emotional bungee jumpers, the cultivation crew, how we can serve people, because I've seen I'm an addict, you already know. So it's a drug for me. I love seeing people have the awakenings. I need that. And I can see that live and in the moment when we're doing the exercises that people are having mind shifts. And then, so like, that's the initial hit. And it's just like, if you've ever done anything, any illicit stuff, that first hit, it's never the same, but you just need more. And so then like staying connected with the people and building these relationships and seeing them make life decisions and stepping into their greatness and embracing themselves and giving themselves the hall passes, that like I just need to do more of that. That's the big plan for 2025, Jen.
Yes. I'm sure there will be other things that we have no idea what they are right now. The first Saturday in January, that by the end of the year, we'll have said, oh, these are things that happened throughout the year that we had no idea were going to happen.
100%. Again, and that's part of the SRRR cycle, right? So we're going to receive something and say, this wasn't on the board, but it's going to be meaningful, fulfilling, and contribute to the community. We just need to do it. And that's probably going to happen.
Yes.
And so one last question. Heather says, when will the second cultivation crew start? So I'm going to do my best, and you correct me wherever I
Okay.
drop the ball, Jen. The cultivation crew right now, we are in the second phase of feedback, giving and receiving feedback, right? Which is the third element of the whole program. So that means we're January, so February will be the tail end of it. March, we're going to start the fourth phase, which is reflection. And so you can, like, if you want to start clean on like before a thing starts, March would be the one to sign up for. And then it's 3 sessions, one call a month, 100% focused on reflection. March, April, May. So then that means June we'll be kicking off the cycle again, which will start with facilitation skills, and then we'll talk storytelling, So hopefully that helped. But I guess the simple answer is March, Heather. March is when the second crew starts.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jen, I got to go. My makeup guy is at the door right now. I got to get ready for the after party. So I'm going to end this bad boy. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan. We look forward. Hopefully y'all show up, click the link, show up at 9:20. So it gives us 5 minutes for Jesse to get coffee and get makeup on. And then again, you do not have to have your camera on, but you have the choice if you want to.
Boom. We'll see you